people make is trying to argue with doubters, trying to convince them to believe in their vision. That's a waste of time. You don't need to explain your dreams to people who don't have the capacity to understand them. You don't need approval from those who have never built anything for themselves. Instead of wasting energy debating with them, use that energy to prove them wrong through action. Let your work do the talking. Let your success be the response. Ignoring doubters isn't always easy, especially when the voices come from people close to you. But this is where you have to be strong. You have to remind yourself why you started. You have to understand that the path to success is often lonely because most people aren't willing to take the journey. They rather stay in their comfort zones, and they want you to stay there with them. But you weren't made for that. You weren't made to settle for average. You weren't made to live based on someone else's fears. One thing about doubters is that they always watch. They might not support you, they might not believe in you, but they'll be paying attention. Some will wait for you to fail just so they can say, I told you so. Others will start changing their tune once they see you winning. The same people who doubted you in the beginning will suddenly act like they always knew you had it in you. That's why it's pointless to take their opinions seriously. If you let their doubts stop you, you'll never get to the point where they have no choice but to respect you. You have to be your own biggest believer. You have to trust your vision even when nobody else does. You have to keep going even when the path isn't clear, even when the results aren't showing yet. The journey is full of ups and downs, but the only people who truly fail are the ones who give up because of outside noise. Every great success story is built on perseverance, on pushing forward despite the critics, on staying focused when others try to distract you. When you stop worrying about who doubts you, you free yourself to move without fear. You stop looking for permission, stop hesitating, stop letting outside voices control your decisions. That's when you become unstoppable. That's when you step into your full potential. That's when you prove that the only opinion that ever mattered was your own. Patience is one of the hardest things to master, but it's also one of the most important. In a world where everybody wants instant success, quick results, and overnight achievements, patience is what separates the ones who make it from the ones who quit too soon. Real success takes time. It doesn't happen in a straight line. It doesn't happen on your schedule. And it definitely doesn't happen just because you want it to. It happens when you put in the work, stay consistent, and trust the process, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Most people fail not because they aren't capable, but because they give up too early. They expect things to happen fast, and when they don't, they get frustrated. They start questioning if they're on the right path. They compare themselves to others, wondering why someone else is winning while they're still struggling. They start looking for shortcuts, hoping there's a way to speed things up. But there's no shortcut to real success. If you rush the process, you ruin the result. If you quit too soon, you never see what was waiting for you on the other side of patience. Patience isn't about sitting around waiting for things to happen. It's about staying committed even when you don't see immediate results. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, and trusting that everything you're doing is leading you somewhere. Just because you don't see progress right away doesn't mean it's not happening. Some of the biggest breakthroughs come after long periods of struggle. Some of the greatest successes happen right after people were about to give up. The problem is, most people never hold on long enough to see it through. Everything great takes time to build. If you want lasting success, you have to be willing to go through the process. You have to be okay with slow progress, setbacks, and obstacles. The people who win are the ones who stay patient through the struggles. They understand that success isn't just about talent, it's about endurance. They don't get discouraged when things take longer than expected because they know that anything worth having requires time. The world rewards people who are patient enough to stay consistent, the ones who keep pushing even when the results aren't showing yet, the ones who believe in their vision even when nobody else does, the ones who don't get distracted by what's happening around them but stay focused on their own journey. Too many people quit because they're watching someone else's timeline instead of trusting their own. But everybody's journey is different. Just because someone else got there faster doesn't mean you're behind. Just because someone else is winning now doesn't mean your time isn't coming. Patience also keeps you from making desperate decisions. When you're impatient, you rush into things without thinking them through. You settle for less than you deserve because you're tired of waiting. You force things to happen instead of letting them unfold naturally. And in the end, you end up with something that isn't even what you really wanted. But when you trust the process, when you understand that delays don't mean denial, you make better choices. You don't let frustration push you into something that isn't right for you. You stay focused, you stay disciplined, and you let things come together the way they meant to. Most people overestimate what they can achieve in a short amount of time, but underestimate what they can achieve in the long run. They give up too soon because they don't realize how close they were. They walk away because they think it's taking too long, not knowing that success was just around the corner. The ones who truly make it are the ones who refuse to quit no matter how long it takes. The ones who keep pushing forward even when they don't see the results yet. The ones who understand that patience isn't just about waiting, it's about trusting that everything will come together at the right time.